Looks like we're live.
Looks like we're live. Some of us are just still in front of the mirror trying to get ourselves pretty here.
Really? Miss
Yeah.
Shuggy?
Yeah, Sugar's she's definitely doing the I've got to look good for this.
Yeah.
Cecil
She says,
Jekyll.
I'm the cover girl.
Cecil Jekyll. He's been playing a lot of Cecil Hyde lately, but Cecil Jekyll right now, aren't you, baby? You having fun up there, Shug? I learned how many feathers there are on a bird to preen with because Peaches couldn't preen herself, so I can see why they spend so much time doing it. Not only do they have to clean their feathers, they have to lock them together with the little hooks that are at the edges of the feathers. So each one of those little feathers that comes off that main feather has to be attached to the next by hooking these little hooks together. I'm not supposed to give away your secrets, huh? No? What, Cecil? Oh, Cecil.
That's the Cecil secrets. You look cute.
Yeah, he's a cute boy. He's a bird of many faces.
So Lisa Banerjee just entered at the right time when Cecil came in. Hi. So welcome to Calvin Thurston, Nancy Rudy, and Lisa Banerjee. Cecil says hi. Well, he would if he... Well, he can, but he's not a talker.
No, he was chattering it up yesterday. In his imitation of human speech way, he was doing that. Right, Cecil? Lucy, it's a little early for you to start doing the pretty bird.
Oh, it's Pretty Bird o'clock, obviously. Then we have Falcon Sue here. Welcome, Falcon Sue.
Hi, Falcon Sue. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nancy. Calvin. And of course, we have Babaloo Bob here, better known as Amy. Amy here.
Oh, I love Lucy looking over. Let's see.
I understand why people use shortened names like Amy when your name is much longer. The name I used to have as a last name, nobody could pronounce, and no one could spell it. So I can't say no one. One individual, one human being actually was able to say my name correctly, and I didn't hear it. So he called my name, and he called my first name, and he didn't pause, and he said the last part right. He did that 3 times before I realized he was actually calling to see if I was in in his class. It was
well, I have this problem with my both names, the last name and the surname. It's just like most people seem to remember Anne, but not the rest. So follow it's Anne Marie, but most people are like Anne, and then they somehow start guessing, and most of the time it doesn't come out something right. So I've been a lot Anne Mone, Anne Katharina, Anne whatever.
Oh, I heard everything. People used to say, Kitty or Queedy, or that's why I changed my name. It wasn't that I wasn't happy with it. It's just that somebody could see it spelled and they could never spell it again. And they'd hear it and they couldn't pronounce it. So it just drove me crazy.
I pronounced it the first time right.
Yeah, you did. You're the second person in history to do that. And he also spoke German. So
Yeah, maybe that helps.
maybe, but I was so astounded in that classroom when he called my name that I was just whispering with the guy next to me, becoming friends with another student in that class, and I was shocked. And he said, "Did I pronounce that correctly?" And I said, "Yeah, it's Basque, isn't it?" Boy, he had my attention because not that many people would know a Basque name if they saw it. So I always say, though, you can tell it's a Basque name because it has to have a U in it, as most Basques are shepherds. So you can take that where you want. Right, Lucy? Cecil, you're not beating on me. He just comes up and taps me with his beak now, or he gently pulls my shirt if he wants to get petted, which lately he's been heavy into the pet me, and also beating me with things. He's into that too. Right, Cecil? Yeah, we're inside because we have sprinkles. We don't really, well, I've seen rain here one time. We generally just get occasional sprinkles, and it's just cold and miserable outside. It's like Germany light out there right now. You can't see the blue sky, and
So thank you very much to Lisa Banerjee to just donated $50 to us. Thank you so much. She is starting the Giving Tuesday early. So thank you for helping us support the birds, caring for them.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's not easy, trying to do this on my Social Security, which it's not that much. So, and then whatever we can get in, which I'm hoping on this Giving Tuesday is going to be good for us because we're kind of digging a hole financially, aren't we? Well, I'm digging it. It's not they're not, but I am. I'm digging the hole with my own credit cards, and the only reason I have a lot of credit cards is years ago I took Fran Cannon, and it's excellent. He's got some Fran Cannon training, and it's like the the Robbins kind of thing where you show up on a Friday night and then you stay with the whole group until Sunday at 11. So, I mean, you go home to sleep, but you come back the next day at 7. So he told me that if you're going to start in a nonprofit, you need to get every credit card in the world because you're going to find out that at some point you're going to be digging a hole. And if you don't have credit cards, you're going to go bye-bye. So, yeah, he's still doing it too. He's older than me and I'm older than dirt. So, but he was an amazing teacher. I've had some amazing teachers that have helped me get through this. So, hi, baby. Shuggy's still cleaning up there.
She still makes herself pretty for the big event.
Yeah, I should have started this a month ago, all the work for it, but I'm kind of like Eleanor. I realize I don't have much time. I'm right at the at the finish line, and then I start working my rear off. So it would have been better if I had taken an extra half hour a day than trying to spend the mornings when I wake up and when I go to sleep at night, and every little bit I can with a bird on my shoulder to get this work done. So, right? What do you have to say about it? Do you have anything to say about it, lovely Lucy, pretty bird? Pretty bird? I see you. I got your signal. You want me to pet you. I know. Yeah, it's not easy to pick a bird for something like like for Giving Tuesday, which bird you're going to focus on. But the one who needs us the most is Sugar, because without the care she gets every day, she wouldn't last long. Would you, baby? Would you? Would you, sweetness? Hi, baby. Uh huh. Well, I don't know if Cecil will let me do it, but I'll try. Asking me to pet her beak.
Oh, sure, you need intensive care, don't you?
She does. She's yeah. In the mornings when I'm giving medicine to her, I have to. She won't eat the peanut butter right away. So I go and get the other birds, Jasmine, who's a mutilator, and then I have to make sure I get um, Snowball early too, because he started this thing of chewing on his leg. He's got all his feathers back, but I have to watch him close. So then I go over to her and I pet her because she wants to be petted. Of course I enjoy that, but you know, I come over and she gets her feathers out around her face like right now, and wants me to pet her. So I pet her for about 2 minutes, and then I go back and start giving medicine. And at the end of all of that, I keep watch on her too, because sometimes she'll go to her food bowl and start eating. So if I see her down there, I have to stop everything and go give her peanut butter stick with the medicine on it. But half the stick is covered in medicine, so she gets a lot of it. Yeah, I know what you want, but you're lucky. These two aren't begging right now. Hey, kid, did you? He's under there again. He's a tunnel bird. He's a tunnel bird. He's all the way at the other end now. You having fun under there? Huh? What you doing, sweetness? Hi, Cecil. You gonna get on my shoulder? Is that where you're going? All right. Hi, Cecil. Hi, Cecil. Sugar, I think I'm gonna have to pet Cecil a little bit. Let's see if I can switch to the other camera. By the time I do that, he will have moved. That's the way it usually is with him.
There's Cecil.
Yeah, he came up because he wants to get petted.
What a cutie. And it looks like the live stream topic today is Cecil as well. So, hi, Cecil. Good to see you.
Yeah, this is Cecil Jekyll at his best right here. He's a sweet bird. When he's Cecil Hyde, everybody runs and hides from him. You're too cute, Cecil. You know that? Watch it, watch it, watch it. Hi, Cecil. Hi, Cecil. Hi, boy. Good Cecil boy. I hear you moaning up there. What was that? A moan? Ah, it's all over. He stopped petting my beak. Sometimes it is a little bit of work just to keep everybody happy here with the petting. And then I can't really over pet Sugar. There's no way you can do that. But with Cecil, I have to limit it. So I don't pet him more than 5 minutes at a time. Right, Cecil? Yeah, lately he's been pretty hyper, running around quite a bit. Playing in the bucket when we're outside, running around with it. Yesterday, he had a piece of cardboard. I had somebody donate a big roll of cardboard to us. It's cardboard roll. So I put some of that in the bottom of the bucket. He grabbed it out of there and he was whacking me with it and then scaring everybody else with it. Oh, he's going to kill me with cardboard. Mander was beside himself. So, yeah, I knew you would get down if I put the front camera on. Just, I know how you are, kiddo. Hi, Rosebud. What are you doing down there? Oh, you can't mess with him when he's under there. Where is he? Here? Yeah. There he is. So don't mess with him when he's under there, okay? I don't want him hurt. I know how you are. I threw it up here. I bet it won't be there now. There it is. This is what Cecil does with, this was just a length of this that was just straight. This is what he did. He made a loop out of it. He ties his own knots, which is pretty wild. Yeah. Oh well, it's on the floor now. Now they're having a private meeting.
So cute.
Yeah, I hate putting him back in his cage. He has such a good time when he gets out of his cage, and then when he's in his cage, it's hard to get him to play. He just get I throw in a piece of paper. He likes a big piece of architectural paper in his cage, so he gets under that, and then he sits on a toy. I mean, this is a guy that wants to be in the forest and have a family, and he can't do it. So, and as Cecil Jekyll, he will do the preening for anybody, pretty much. Yeah, I know you're a little sensitive there, girl. But he will do the preening for. But once he's gone over to the Cecil Hyde side, he beats up on everybody. It doesn't really hurt him, but he beats up on them, scares them. So I have to keep him in moderate control. He's like the old double gum, two gums in one. What did the chief say in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Mmm, juicy fruit. Can't think of that actor's name, but I enjoy him in the few movies he's been in. So he's also in Poltergeist 2. Jocelyn, I don't know how you can be in Atlanta. To me, the thing is, you can't tell in Florida the difference between a mosquito and a helicopter. So, mosquitoes are not my friends. Cecil, what do you think? Remember this? You made this. Remember it?
Was the actor in Shining as well?
I
Don?
haven't. That wasn't one of my favorite movies. I think I only watched it once. If he's in there, I'll have to watch it again.
I'm not sure. Is it Jack Nicholson? Because I think we once talked about it.
Yeah. Jack Nicholson is he's a good actor as well.
But nobody is so good and handsome as Cecil.
No, Cecil is the handsomest bird in the world. Handsomest person, actually. Hot damn.
Oh, my Jocelyn is actually at the airport. Isn't Atlanta that really huge airport everybody's scared of next to Heathrow?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like airports. I'm not fond of being in the air anyway. If you have engine failure, there's only one place you can go. I know they're supposed to be safer than automobiles, but that's only because the people don't know how to drive.
Yeah, that's the thing.
George Carlin had a good routine on that too. That was funny. There's a channel on Telegram that I was watching for a while, and the owner of the channel said something about he didn't really care for George Carlin. I left the channel. I said, "Bye, I'm leaving." And that was it. Anyone who doesn't like George Carlin is like, he was. Look at that. He's got another one. He's got another one. What are you going to do with that one? He likes these. These are used in some of the toys we had donated by a big company. But that's what he likes about him. It's just that it's waxed thread. So, oh, he's got a bead in there too. He's playing with a bead. Not sure what he's going to make, but he's getting ready to loop it. One thing about the tongue of a parrot is that they have similar muscles to what we have in our fingers, intrinsic and extrinsic muscles. So that the only thing, and unlike humans, they have a bone in their tongue too. So they've got strength. They can do lots of things with it. That was it. That's all you're going to do to it. I thought you were going to do something creative there, big guy. Lucy. Sometimes it's hard to breathe with her. She gets right up in your face and you can't breathe. Where is he? Is he under there? He is? Okay. He's a creative bird. He'll take these and he'll put things on them. I'll put a bead on there, a couple of other toys, and then tie it up. How about you, Sugar? Would you like one of these?
I wonder if Cinnamon is still wearing his harness. Probably when he is at the airport.
I would imagine. Yeah. Calvin, you were saying you have big mosquitoes and small deer. We used to call the deer, which are mule deer in California, we used to call them large dogs. I was walking through they used to call it the Wild Animal Park. They changed the name. I wish they hadn't, but I was walking through the Wild Animal Park on a 5 mile trek I used to do through there. I came around the corner up in the Cactus Gardens, which is the highest point of the Wild Animal Park, and nose to nose with a mule deer that had managed to get itself inside. They have these things that make it difficult for them to get in, but they find ways. So stood there for about 3 4 minutes looking at each other, and finally the deer went running off. But when I say nose to nose, there wasn't more than about 6 inches between us. Came around the corner face to face with a mule deer. You enjoying that there, kiddo? No, I've got the camera pointed right. You enjoying it? Mm-hmm. She likes those vine rings. Wholesale, the darn things are $1 a piece, but it takes her a week or so to destroy one. So, unlike KK, what are you doing in there, KK? He's been going through about 6 feet of wood a day. 3 inch by 6 footers. He's going through a 6 footer every 2 days. I have enough to do one more cut and drill outside. Then I've got to go back to Home Depot and buy another $200 worth of wood. But if you don't give it to him, then he starts screaming and he gets real unhappy. And he's a big chewer. A big chewer. Kind of knew that ahead of time because the guy who was taking care of him said he was going to construction sites and taking wood that had been chucked away and giving it to him, which I wouldn't do that, but that's what he was doing. But at least he was getting wood, so.
Okay, doc, I'm back. I was evacuating my cheesecake. Don't knows what I mean.
Mm-hmm. As they said in why brain won't bring the movie name back. Come on. I know who said it. It was Slim Pickens. But did you bring enough gum for everyone? And in your case, did you bring enough cheesecake for everybody?
I'm not sure. Depends how many people show up today.
Yeah, it wasn't Slim Pickens who said that. It was somebody else. I don't know that actor's name, but
I wonder which bird would be most interested in cheesecake.
it would be a toss-up between sugar and Lorelei, I think. They both like the creamy. So Bob would probably like it too. Can't have it, but he'd like it.
No, I just mean when I sit there with a piece of cheesecake in front of them, who would approach me first?
Oh, Bob would probably approach you first. He's not shy when it comes to something like that.
Nope. Cute. Bob stealing my cheesecake.
Oh, that's one of the things he did at the animal hospital he was at. I was told is that they stopped letting him out. They let one or two. They let Lucy out and him out on occasion at the counter where the customers came in, and he was stealing bags of Cheetos. They'd have him out, and then somebody'd be looking, "Where's my Cheetos?" And they'd find the bag empty with a whole bunch of crumbs. That's just a story. I never saw it myself. All right, Cecil. Hold on a minute. Let me switch this camera to. You're gonna move, aren't you? If I put it on front camera, you'll move. Yeah, where you have to be brave though is if you make a quiche. Cheesecake, it doesn't require bravery, but quiche does, because if you don't make it right, it goes all over the oven. If you cook a quiche in a pan, it does not turn out right. You have to cook it outside of a pan. So.
This
Having
time
fun?
it's you starting out talking about French food.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather have German food than French food.
But talks about quiche.
Yeah, yeah, there are things that aren't so bad. Quiche is good, but a lot of their food is really fluffy. You know, it's like, it just doesn't impress me. But I think they're the ones that came up with the brominated white flour, or bleached white flour. Bromine is a deadly gas, by the way. Of course, that's removed. There's no trace of it in the white bread. But hi, Jem and Jamie.
Yeah, and hello, Sunderbing. Sunderbing has a question to you, Don. Do you bake pastries a lot? I enjoy cherry topping with cheesecake.
I don't, since I'm single, if you don't count the birds, I don't actually cook much anymore. So if I were going to eat pastries, I would be cooking them myself, which would mean I'd have somebody else around here would help eat them. And they do. I do make some things they like. They like biscuits, so I make biscuits not using any milk. I use soy milk, and I use coconut oil instead of butter. But and they like that, so that's one of the things they can have a little bit of. But puff pastries, if they're too sweet, probably not. Try to keep them away from sweets because if they get addicted, like sugar was, that figures sugar would be addicted to sugar. I was looking back to the big bucket they gave me, which it was a clear bucket, but it had the foods that sugar ate, and there were things like frosted flakes and stuff in there. And tried to feed her real food. This guy liked the real food from the start. He's he is partial to the biscuits I make. In fact, he gets extras to keep his weight up. I have to give him extra. Like I give him some pinto beans at night and a couple of pieces of birdie bread. He eats them. He eats part of the beans and he eats the birdie bread. So he's he was losing weight there for a little while, and it's just because he likes to snack at certain times. Fortunately, it wasn't anything else. You gonna grab my face too? If I touch your head, you're gonna grab my face. Is that what you're saying? Interesting. Switch cameras. Yeah, I've got to move the rope on that one. You can see where that one piece is cramped up. It's because I moved this around. I've got a couple other ropes I'm gonna stretch from this over to the other side.
I just love how Jasmine is playing Imposter Bird again and Snowball is watching.
Yeah, she plays possum.
She's actually so active when she's outside in the aviary or when we don't have no live stream. So as soon as the camera is off, she's quite active in this room as well.
Oh, we have somebody else active too, but you can't see him. He's buried under here. Stop it, Lucy, big toad. Hey, watch it.
KK is our blanket bird.
I put the phone in front of Lucy's
He
face.
likes to sit there in his little cave.
Sorry, Cecil. I just had to sit up for a second. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get him his toy back. Hold on. I have to move. There. I'm sliding off the thing. Here, you're just gonna throw it, but I'll give it back to you right in my face. Cecil, I don't like sliding off the chair couch. It's a chair couch because I just cut the arms off of the two chairs and wired them together to make a couch. That was the idea of that, was to keep Bob from being so aggressive, but it didn't work. He's back to being outside again, though. I've managed to. I figured out how to stop him from being aggressive. So now, if I can just stop him from yelling, a vehicle goes by. He has a fit every time somebody comes by on a bicycle. But at least the main thing is he's not trying to go after anybody anymore. The trick with that is to watch him. If he starts to focus on any one bird, then you have to start telling him no right then. So, would you like a piece of wood in there? Would that make your life better?
So something would like to know if the birds have something special for their dinner at Thanksgiving.
No, they're not much into holidays, and to me, every day is pretty much blends into the next. Um, I don't eat birds, so if I had tofurkey, which they don't stock, nobody stocks it locally, I would probably make that. But it's not a holiday I'm terribly fond of. I know the history of it, so it's not something most people would want to know. Just I was a friend of mine who was a good supporter back in California. Um, Unfortunately, she has dementia now, but she used to invite me to these Republican meetings, and on Columbus Day, one of the women got up and told the truth about Columbus, what we now know about Columbus. And if you've ever seen a whole group of people with their mouths straight to the floor, it was that day. I knew what she was talking about, though. I mean, I knew the history too, but most people don't. Well, more people know now than they used to. But you're gonna pull on my sleeve? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna pull on my sleeve, big boy? He's been exceptionally needy lately. Not sure what's going on with him, but he's begging for me to pet him quite a bit, aren't you, baby boy? Mm-hmm. Pet the Cecil, pet the Cecil. I like everything else they have on, on Thanksgiving. As far as the food goes, I like everything, but except, I'm not into eating birds. I live with birds, so I don't eat them, but it would be hard for me to do. Hi, sweetheart. It'd be like saying, "Well, what breed of dog do you eat?" No. Hi, cutie.
So we have another question from Thunderbing, which is about Cecil's age. He wants to know how old Cecil is, and I already stated in chat that we are not sure about that. We have just guesses. So we can say how long Cecil lives in the sanctuary. And Cecil, when did you came in?
He's been with us quite a while. Been with us about 12 years.
Yeah, that's what I guessed. And therefore, he was probably not the oldest bird. He was held as a breeding bird with another male. They thought he is female, so he came in. One called him Cecilia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why we got him DNA tested, and then
Then we just kept the yeah, and from then on it's Cecil. Mm. Because the breeder haven't given him a name. He just got some letter combination.
yeah, they were
Oh,
naming.
Cecil.
The naming
Thank
right.
God you are not a female.
He's about as male as you can get. He's definitely
No, I meant it in the sense that he laid no eggs, and that's why they tried to get rid of him, and that's how he came to you. So that was actually luck for him to not being recognized as a male. So he had to stay there.
Yeah, the story too is that after somebody just these breeders just gave him away to somebody, and then they weren't taking care of him, so somebody saw him suffering, and then they took him, and they didn't have a clue at all about birds, and we all have to start there somewhere, right? Well, but they didn't want to see him suffering, and if they could tell he was suffering, it must have been pretty bad. They didn't even realize that his head had to be preened, but then they started calling around to sanctuaries, getting the usual thing you get, which is sorry, no room, sorry, no room, sorry, no room. So they drove a long way, about 3 hours, to bring him down to us. And he had no visible personality for quite a while. Now he's got multiple personalities.
Look at that.
Is that what
Just a cute Cecil face.
he just wants to be petted right now, don't you, boy? I've been doing a lot of this lately, cuddling up to me. It's just not. And he's mated, so I can pet him. And it's not going to change anything. He's mated to Lorelei. They made that decision before they ever, really started preening each other. Are you still under there? Chewing on wood. Imagine that. It never happens. He's a pleasure to be around. There's times when he can be a little irritating, when he decides it's fun to like whack you on your ear and you have an earpiece in. Although I found a cheap set of these that is hard for him to get out of my ear because they're round. They don't have that little attachment. They don't go as far, but they don't have that attachment at the bottom, where the antenna is. So he can't pull them out easily. So he whacks them. Don't you? Don't you? Yeah, we don't have the only bird I actually have the age on is Lorelei. So she's just hanging on to that. She's decided she wants to keep it, even though she's not chewing on it. She's preening herself and holding on to that ring. Hi, Cecil. Yes, I know you want me to pet you. He does have a problem with, which is common in captivity when he's around Lorelei, which is they've decided to be mated. So what I have to watch out for is he'll sometimes start damaging her feathers. He's a barber, so not his fault. Just happens in captivity. If you ever watched the Parrots of Telegraph Hill, there's a barber in there too, and it eventually breaks up the relationship between the male and female. The female chews on her own feathers and started chewing on his, and eventually he just said enough of this and he left her. It's not a normal behavior, so. Won't be too long. You can wake up over there, Jasmine. You've seen some of the short videos I have of her running around like a crazy bird, and that one video where she runs around in a half circle and runs up my leg. She gets wound up. Sure looks like she's a sleeper though here. As long as I'm holding this phone. And KK's in here too. She's a little bit hesitant to get too close. She'll get over here and get on the rope, but she won't climb down. As soon as he's out of the room, she's trying to get Lorelei will be in there at the time to preen her, and I have to keep her away from Lorelei for a while because Lorelei doesn't like to immediately be like, preen me, preen me, preen me. She's not
Yeah,
too
she's out and then targeted by such a naughty, naughty Moluccan.
a narcissistic Moluccan in that. That's how Lorelei probably thinks of it.
Mm. Well, selfish a bit at least.
Someone knows I'm talking about her. Her eyes are open now. Like, why are you talking about me? And Cecil's kind of watching both of them. Well, he's got a good spot to watch them both up there. Cecil, I mean, Snowball. Yeah, most people don't know that he's a big cuddle bug, but he is. Yeah, Jocelyn, the man who almost killed Apple was the former CEO of Pepsi. And Steve Jobs talked him into becoming the head of Apple. And then the guy was, he was all about sugar water. He didn't understand the whole thing about Apple. And Steve wasn't at that time. Um, he wasn't a good CEO. So at which time he went off and started his own company next, and then he acquired this other little company. Um, you might know the name Pixar, and they didn't make movies. They made graphics computers to do animations. And it was because of Steve Jobs that we now have all these wonderful Pixar films. That's history, probably. Nobody wants to know except Pippa. Pippa wants to know all about Apple. So, Jocelyn, you don't want to do the Diet Pepsi thing. I don't know that diet's that good for you either, but if you're a diabetic, it's probably a better choice. What do you? Oh, you good grief, Cecil. Hold on a second. He's climbing up on my arm, pulling on my sleeve. You just have to get petted, don't you? You just have to. It's all about getting petted. In a way, it doesn't. When you see him in these different things that he does, it doesn't look like the same bird. He's running around in his Cecil Hyde attitude. He's got his crown up and he's running back and forth from side to side, bothering birds, whacking me with a thing. And now he's just cuddle master. Another one people don't realize that's cuddly is the snowball up there. Of course, you can see a few pictures of him cuddling me, but he waits until it's a smaller group of birds, and then he comes over and sits on my shoulder. Snowball, hi boy. What are you doing under there? Where are you?
Brap, brap, brap.
KK bird. Hi KK. Hi.
Kiki, under the blanket. Let's all say hi to this beautiful, beautiful bird.
It would be interesting to know what colors they really are because we can't see all their colors. Our eyes are. Thank you, Cecil. That's just what I needed. It's pulling on my shirt. Pulling on my sleeve because they're not white. They look white to us, but they're not. You can see some of that under a black light, but of course not around the birds. You have to take the feather away. Get a feather that's fallen and take it over to a black light, UV light. You can see some of the colors. But they see into fluorescent too, so there's a lot of different colors in their feathers we can't see. Looks kind of like a rainbow under a UV lamp. Oh, he's kicking now. You having fun down there, kid?
Thank you, Sunderbing, for your donation.
Oh, thank you so much. It all helps. Got to go buy wood here probably in the next week. Depends on how fast he's chewing things up. Right now, he's enjoying one of these. I've got a few more of those I can put in his cage. But usually when you put him in his cage, he won't chew them. He likes to chew them here. I was going to, on our link tree, I was going to put up, since we're back on Facebook and Instagram, I was going to put those up. But, they make it so difficult to get I finally found it, but it's so difficult to find the link to your account on Facebook that you kind of want to throw. And I'm a geek, so I really want to throw my hands up when it takes me 5 minutes of digging. And then I have to go ask an AI how do I find this? I can't find it on there. I guess that's what you get when you have a platform that was originally designed to show pictures of college girls. The ugly history of Facebook. Our next video. I know, I'm just kidding. Well, don't forget we have the holidays coming up. We have cool stuff on our merchandise site. Besides Babalu's boxers, I know those are popular, but where are you going? Oh, way back. All right. That's another way to get my attention, isn't it? Run up to my face and go, Was it because I lifted this up? Is that why you did that? He's way back in there. You want to go? Go see him? He's in there. No, you're not going to go on top of it. You have to go in there if you're going to do it. Otherwise, you'll hurt him. Look at that face. Look at that face. That's a big, cute face in there. Yeah, Cecil is serving his public. He's dealing with his friend. Well, thanks so much for the super chats today. Much appreciated. And it was about that time. So, Cecil, oh, you got your toy back. Okay. I'm going to get whacked in the head. Good. Cecil Hyde's about ready to come out. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Amy, for your moderation.
Thanks for your live stream. Thanks to the birds. Shogi, thanks for being here with us. And thanks to all of our viewers for coming in, joining us, chatting with us. We appreciate that very much. So thank you for that. Thanks to all of our supporters out there. And we hope you'll have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, do you want to say goodbye, Lucy? He says.
What a cute face.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.